Good morning, everybody. This is Scott with Harbor Property Management. I'm making a video this morning for my clients, and this has been a long time coming. I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, and I've just found that in the day-to-day when I'm working, I'm working in the office and helping with the team. This has kind of fallen to the wayside, and I'm really excited to finally get around to making this video for you guys. Just wanted to update you. It's been a really crazy couple of years, and it's been a real struggle for a lot of my clients. The restrictions, the moratoriums, all the anti-landlord laws that have been going on since 2020, starting with AB 1482, that totally changed the whole game in California as far as statewide rent control and restrictions. By the time we finally got our hands around that and understood and started working with AB 1482 and understanding it, COVID hit. And once again, through the whole entire country up in the air, our industry, property management companies, landlords, clients, investors, property owners, it just really, it's been a couple rough years. And I want to thank you and congratulate you for hanging in there, being strong, being tough. It's been a challenge for everybody. But I just want you to know you've got a great team behind you. We're working really hard on making sure that those rent relief applications were processed, going through and continuing to fund. The deadline was March 31st last month to get that in. But if you have an open application for your tenant that was submitted before the end of the month of March, your tenant's still qualified. And so you could expect that rent relief to come, and we'll start managing that for you, and we'll continue to manage that and make sure that you collect those past due rents. I want to touch on rental criteria. Just letting you know that we have revised our rental criteria twice now. We did it in 2020, and then we did it again in 2022 in January. We had to tighten up our rental criteria because with all these restrictions on evictions and moratoriums and no rent increases, tenants have the ability to pay rent until August of 2023 for any past due rent in the city of Los Angeles. It's just been really tough. So what we're doing is we've tightened our rental criteria again, and I just wanted to kind of cover a couple things on that with you. Net income is what we're going by, not gross income. When an applicant applies for one of our properties, we're no longer using gross income. Gross income is misleading. An applicant can make a ton of money, but then they have a ton of debt, a ton of payments, credit card payments, installment payments, car loans, and next thing you know, they can barely afford the property that you have. And so what we've done is we're basing our income requirement on net income. So say an applicant has employment with Los Angeles Air Force Base, or they're an engineer. We use their net pay, not gross pay, net pay, and then from net pay we subtract their monthly obligations, credit card payments, car loans, installment debt, things like that. And so what they're left with at the end of the day, they need to have 2.5 times the net income to qualify for your properties. I think we're the only management company that's using that formula right now. I'm starting to catch wind of other companies starting to do it, but we're early in on that process, and just want to let you know the requirements to rent one of our properties, your properties, has been strengthened and much tougher than it was 2 years ago. Another thing I want you to be aware of is our rental criteria. We have our rental criteria, and it's posted at harborpm.com under the tenants section, and then it shows the criteria. And go ahead and take a look at that at some time. It's at harborpm.com. That rental criteria is there for a reason. It's designed to protect you. It's designed to protect your property. It also protects your property manager. We're on the front lines screening applicants, and this is a challenging business. There's a lot of liability, a lot of lawsuits, a lot of legal issues, fair housing complaints. You don't know a lot of that. I don't share that with you. There's no need to. If there's no harm, no foul, I don't tell you about it. But believe me, every day my leasing team and I are struggling with applicants and accusations of discrimination and things like that. So our rental criteria has been an ongoing evolution process, and it's tough. Our rental criteria. What is rental criteria? It's the rules and the guidelines and the policies that we have in place for anybody who applies to one of your properties, our client properties. It tells, how much net income, what's our pet policy, what's our identification policy, what's our rental history policy. It's all the policies that we have in place when somebody applies. And so just wanted to let you know about that. Feel free to check it out at harborpm.com. Another thing we have, what I wanted to say about the rental criteria policy. When we call you and we tell you we have a qualified applicant, believe me, they're qualified. I've always told you when I first meet and speak with you for the first time, I want you involved in the decision process with an applicant. And I mean it, and I do. I do also want to let you know that we have a rental criteria in place, and if our tenant or our applicant is qualified, I'm telling you they're qualified based on income, rental history, employment. They've provided the bank statements for the past 3 months. We verified with 1 to 2 previous landlords. I mean, we're doing a very thorough background check on these applicants. And so just want to let you know when we're presenting an applicant, and if they fit into our rental criteria, they qualify. And what I do encounter sometimes is somebody may say, well, I don't like the number of kids that are living there, or I'm not too wild about maybe the emotional support animal that they want to bring in. I don't allow pets. Unfortunately, not my rules, but fair housing has made it clear emotional support animals are not a pet. We can't ask for a deposit. We can't ask for additional rent. We can't discard them or deny them based on having a pet. Emotional support animals are not pets according to the law. They are animals. And we're not allowed to discriminate against an applicant who has an emotional support animal or comfort animal. Just want to let you know that. I didn't make the rules. I'm trying to keep you safe, keep your property safe, free of liability, discrimination complaints, fair housing complaints. They're no joke. I've been through a couple fair housing complaints and investigations. It's detailed. They're gonna go through every single application. They want to know how we came up to the decision process. They want to see our rental criteria. So I just want to let you know when somebody applies and they qualify, it's based on our rental criteria that is very rigid, very tough, and it's not easy. Moving on to Section 8. New laws in California have made it so that if somebody calls us up and says, hey, do you accept Section 8 for your property? My answer is absolutely yes. That's, again, not me. Don't shoot the messenger. That's the law. We have to accept applicants who are on Section 8 and have Section 8 vouchers. Do we have to accept them? No, they need to qualify still. So even though we allow, by law, all applicants who have Section 8 vouchers, they still need to qualify. Just want to let you know that. Another thing that we're encountering is an uptick in homeowner applicants, people who own homes, and they want to rent another home. They either want to rent out their home and rent yours, or they're selling their property. I want you to know that we look up a property title report for everybody who has a home and make sure that they're the owner. We also verify have they been making their payments on time, never over 30 days, and they have a long history of making those mortgage payments on time. So that's how we're handling our applicants who are homeowners and wanting to rent a property like yours. And then the last thing, last thing is the criminal history. Again, don't shoot the messenger. The laws now are very much in favor of somebody who has a criminal background or history or past, and if they've ever had a conviction, that's not an automatic denial. If it's a violent felony conviction, if it's usually related to violence and that type of thing, we have some wiggle room to deny their application. But if they have a simple drug possession, or it's been over a certain amount of years and it's a non-violent conviction, be very, very careful in denying those, because that's a fair housing complaint waiting to happen, which will lead to potential liability. So just want to let you know I'm really excited to be doing this video for you. I know I covered a lot here, but I want to do this more often. I want to get my face in front of my clients and let you know I'm here, I'm working, I'm always trying to improve upon with technology, our rental criteria, our screening process, emotional support animals. I want you to know that I've hired 3 new maintenance coordinators in the maintenance department, working alongside with Jessica here, and then I've also hired along with Laura in her department. She gets your properties rent ready, and I've hired 2 more people in that department. So we're beefing up here, we're growing, and we're adding people to the team, and just want to let you know that we're here for you. If you ever need anything, I know at times I'm hard to get a hold of, that's why I'm doing this video. You could text me, you could email me, you could call me, and I apologize if I don't get back to everybody in a timely manner, and I'm doing my best. But if you ever need me, just reach out and leave me a message. Text me is best. Texting works great. And I look forward to doing this more often, and I wish you a happy and successful 2022. Now that all this nonsense is winding down with the COVID restrictions and moratoriums, looking forward to it. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.